Welcome to Combat Basics. Assuming you've seen the previous video for basic controls, we're going to jump right into how to fight in Darkfall Rise of Agon. When you first start out, you have 3 starter weapons: the Leaf Blade, Conscript Bow, and Dawn Staff. You cannot lose these weapons if you die, but they're very weak. Weapons must be equipped and unsheathed in order to use them. I'd suggest visiting the counselor before you start and switching your bow to a 2-handed weapon because you can't use the bow without arrows anyway, and the 2-hand is much stronger. You can drag equipment like weapons and armor to your paper doll or double click them from your backpack to equip them, but a faster and more efficient way to do this is to put them on your hotbar. By default, you have your starter weapons and spells already bound to your hotbar, but it is completely customizable depending on what you like. When you have a weapon equipped, you can unsheath it by pressing R. You can consider unsheathed a mode because when you have a weapon unsheathed, you can quickly swap between different weapons without having to push R again. Left clicking will generally use whatever weapon you have equipped, so if you have a melee weapon, it's going to swing the weapon wherever you're facing. In regards to bows, as long as you have arrows, left clicking is going to knock and release an arrow. If you hold your mouse down, you can hold the readied arrow until you're ready to shoot, helping you have better aim. Stabs get a little more complex. With your staff out, you have to select a spell from your hotbar to cast it. Heal Self is your basic heal spell, and Mana Missile is your only attack spell when you first start. Spells work just like the bow and arrow previously, meaning if you hold your left click down, it's going to hold the spell at the ready when it's fully charged. To regenerate your stats, you can use Heal Self and your transfer spells, which are all by default on your hotbar. Each transfer takes from one stat and regenerates another. So for example, Stamina to Health is going to take some of your stamina to give you some hit points. Using Stamina to Health and Mana to Stamina in conjunction basically translates to healing for mana. Heal often, but keep in mind, all spells, including your transfers, require reagents except for Mana Missile and Heal Self. You should accumulate plenty of reagents while farming goblins or other monsters to sustain your transfers, but should you run out, you can always just buy more. And back to melee weapons, like I said, 2-handed melee weapons are generally going to do a lot more damage than a 1-handed shield, but you almost always want to carry a 1-handed shield anyway. You can bind the shield and the 1-hand weapon to your hotbar on the same key. By default, right click is how you parry, and parrying can significantly lower the amount of damage you're going to take from a big attack or a spell. Parrying with a shield is much more effective than without. Get comfortable using parry often, especially when you're trying to run away and heal. There's no need in taking extra damage on the way out. So with a little practice and some hotbar customization, you'll get familiar with it and it'll start to feel a lot more fluid. But that's pretty much going to cover the basics of combat. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks for watching, hope this helps.